Hello and welcome to Next Witness a Week. I'm your host, Jonathan. I hope that you're doing well today. It is Wednesday, real early in the morning. 3 a.m.? I don't know, something like that. I thought I'd take a moment to talk to everyone here today. I figured out a secret. You know, if you turn your phone around and you look at just the little lenses instead of looking at yourself, I can talk directly to you. So maybe I'm going to start doing that from now on and hope that this actually turns out nicer than normal. So what are we going to talk about? Well, let's talk about victim blaming. It is a bad thing that happens to a lot of people, including those in Jehovah's Witnesses. So let's start by running the old introduction, and here we go. All right. So here's a scenario for you. Let's say you are a teenager and you have been involved in an assault. When I say involved, it has been directed towards you. You go to talk to the elders in the congregation, and what do? Well, they talk to the other person involved, the one who assaulted you, and they ask, hey, this allegation is made against you. Did you do this? And it's up to that person to now go, yeah, I did it, or no, I didn't. And then that determines whether they actually do something about it, right? Now, let's say that there has been some sort of witness to this abuse, this assault in this scenario. Now you've got a second witness. They can go ahead and talk to the person. Now, if you were abused, would you not expect people to believe that you were abused? Would you not expect people to listen to what you have to say and take it at face value? I think you would. So if now you have this meeting with three elders and they're going to talk to that person and they're going to talk to you, probably put you in the same room to talk to one another. So now you, as an abused person, have to sit there with your abuser, with the person that assaulted you, and have to listen to them either confirm or deny the facts of the matter. Imagine what that would do to you. Now, imagine that terrible scenario as it is, but a step lower. Because now, these three men who are the elders are going to ask you certain questions about your part of it. How are you culpable in this assault? You see, rather than taking it at face value, rather than listening to you and saying, okay, we're going to investigate what's happened to you, they're going to ask you questions like, did you enjoy it? What were you wearing? Did you put yourself in a position to, did you put yourself alone with this person? Did you say or do anything that would make them think that you wanted something? See, this is the kind of terrible things that happen in judicial committees. And not just to young people, it can be to older persons as well, it could be of any age. So what they're doing is they're blaming the victim. They are saying that you were a part of this and that you need to be punished for what you've done for your part of it. It is a mentality that affects a lot of people in society. You did not do everything in your power to keep yourself away from this abuse that happened to you. that maybe secretly you wanted it. Now, that's a terrible thing to subject a person to. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that nobody wants to be abused. That's not to say that, false allegations don't happen sometimes. I mean, that's, there's a lot of assaults, and there might be an occasion where, it's actually just a guilt thing and they've changed their mind and that sort of thing. That's a terrible scenario, too, for everybody. But the vast majority are going to be something to where it doesn't matter what you did. You could have, this, generally happens to women, but does happen to males as well. You could have been wearing a potato sack. And if a person is intent on doing you harm and using you for their own gratification, they're going to do it. It doesn't matter what you were wearing, doesn't matter where you were. Things can happen in a room full of people, and you could be assaulted in some form. So, victim blaming is something that, unfortunately, some people have to face. And when it comes to Jehovah's Witnesses and their judicial committees, when dealing with this sort of thing, the fact of the matter is it can come down to you losing on your relationships with your friends and your family, because you could be disfellowshipped because you wanted it, or you enjoyed it, or something, something of that nature, that in the line of questioning that can happen to you. That is something that should never happen. People should be able to go to those in authority and tell what happened, and not have it turn around on to them. Now, cults like Jehovah's Witnesses, like the Mormons, like Scientologists and so forth, they look to protect their organizations. They do not want anything to look down on the name of their organization, of their religion. So they are willing to protect those in power, those who have some authority, say like an elder, say somebody who is famous. I mean, you think about Scientology and the Danny Masterson thing. This is just covered in a Apostate Weekly episode that was broadcasted on that channel, and also the Apostate Coalition channel, where it was covered up by the church because it was a famous person. So when it comes to someone's abuse, some tribulation, hardship that someone has had to go through, would it not be better to listen to what they have to say and believe them when it comes to things that are easily proven, and not to twist things to say that you as the victim, you hold some culpability in this because X, Y, and Z. It's bad enough to be assaulted by anyone, but to have, on top of that assault, have you not be believed and you, in fact, blamed for what happened, even in part, is a terrible thing for somebody to have to go through. So is there anything that we can really do about it? Not so much. It's unfortunate. But we can raise awareness, let people know that this sort of thing happens, so that maybe there might be some sort of accountability for this sort of treatment for victims of abuse. I hope that no one that sees this, or, well, anybody, ever has to have that sort of a situation happen to them. It's a terrible thing to have happen. It's a mentality that can actually creep into ourselves as people who are in the cult. We could even share that sort of a thought process without even realizing it. Because I have children, and there have been situations that have come up in life that I've said, well, don't go there because it could be dangerous because there's guys there that might do something to you. Those guys should not be doing something to you, right? It's a thing in society that we need to change so that it's not a case of, hey, pretty lady, don't wear that short skirt because you might arouse some passions in some rapist guy. Maybe, hey, guys, stop with the raping. It's kind of wrong. You'll go to prison if we figure it out. Do the right thing. Treat people with respect. That's all we really want, is for people to treat other people with respect. And it's hard to do that if we're going to allow these things to continue. Allow people to victim blame and shifting the blame away from the real problem, which are the perpetrators. So, I think that's all I have to say on the subject. As per usual, I didn't have a script, so I just, off the cuff, off the dome, what have you. I hope that you found this at least a little interesting. It's not interesting. It's not exactly a great subject to talk about, but we have to talk about unpleasant, uncomfortable things if we're going to make some sort of a change, right? So, if you agree with me, please like, share, show this to someone else, and give them something to think about. And as a society, maybe we'll do a little better. So that's it. Yes, I will catch you next time. Bye for now.